You've made a critical miscalculation in thinking I knew what calculations were. Hey there, kiddos, and welcome back to the channel. I'm Uncle Frank, hoping that you are having a great day. And in today's video, I'd like to sit back in my... It's not squeaking. I'd like to sit back, relax, and have a little conversation with all of you guys about markets, FOMO, hype, and some of the factors that can inform and determine people's financial decisions, especially when it comes to the world of collectibles, investables, cards, figurines, toys, etc. You see, in today's video, I'd like to run you guys through a scenario. A complete hypothetical, right? Let's say that the year is 2023. 2023, 7 years after Harambe. May he rest in peace. Okay? And you are looking to invest in the world of trading card games. And you hear that Pokemon's a hot item. So you start looking around at Pokemon prices. And you remember the COVID era boom of Pokemon. So you remember seeing boxes selling for 150, 180, 200 in some spots. But you recall that there was you could have sworn that you heard that there was a crash. And that Pokemon was dead despite how popular it was. You know, people were buying and playing Pokemon, but it was a dead game, right? So you're looking around the market and you're looking at this new block, this Scarlet Violet era, and you're seeing the base set, Scarlet Violet base. And you're looking at it and you're seeing it selling for $89 a box, $90 a box, $95 in some places. And you think to yourself for a bit, do I really want to invest in that? Is that really something to invest in? It's under MSRP. It's so cheap. It's awful. And there's so much of it out there. And Pokemon, it's had its boom, it's had its bust. It's never going to go popular again. And I just don't believe in it, man. I know a lot of people are playing it. A lot of people are collecting it. There's a lot of people talking about it all over the internet. But you know what? Scarlet Violet base looks like a terrible set. It will never go up. I'm just going to go ahead and skip it. And I'm going to put my money into, I don't know, Dragon Ball Super boxes. And so some time passes, and you look back, and suddenly, for no reason at all, but a year or so later, suddenly these boxes of Scarlet Violet base are, well, they're not at $90 anymore. They're approaching $200 or more in some places. And this blows your mind because these were awful, awful boxes. They were everywhere. They were under MSRP. What happened? Why are they expensive now? Yeah, sure, there was a Pokemon boom. There was a huge hype. Obviously, no one could have predicted that. But yeah, out of nowhere, these boxes that nobody wanted, they were suddenly $200. It's crazy. That's double the price over double the price. It's absolutely nuts. And, you know, you think to yourself, wow, that's never going to happen again, right? No way in hell could something like that ever happen again. That's never going to repeat itself, right? Well, sorry to say, but that kind of thing happens all the time. Often. Very often in the world of collectibles, when you're looking to invest money, a lot of people who are looking to invest money pass up on the things that they are not seeing an immediate opportunity in. Now, that's not to say that it's a bad idea to pass up on things you don't have faith in. But way too many people think of investing the same way they think of flipping. And they aren't the same. Okay? Flipping is a very short-term, high turnover activity. You buy a product. It's a very loud truck passing by. In theory, you buy product at a certain percentage of market, and then you try to sell it for full price of market, or you buy it at MSRP from a vendor, a store, whatever, and you sell it at whatever the market price is if it's above MSRP, right? That is the spirit of flipping. Investing is different. When it comes to the world of investing, you're not looking to seize the most shiny, opportunistic item. You're looking at items that you think might appreciate well in the long term, because investing is a slow game. When you invest in items, it has to be something that you have faith in for the long term, because sometimes what seems like a good investment now can seem like a very bad investment 5 years ago, 10 years ago, longer if you're in some of the older TCGs. And people tend to forget that a lot of the prices we're seeing now weren't there a year ago, 2 years ago in Pokemon terms, a year ago in One Piece terms. People who did not want to play or buy or collect these TCGs, people who did not want to invest in these card games a year or 2 years ago, suddenly think they're the hottest things ever, and they're going to buy them now, and they're going to sit on them, and they're going to see the massive appreciations that already happened long into the future for these games, when for most of them, they're not. They're just not going to be there in the long term. They're going to sell at whatever arbitrary price point they think they've made a profit on 2 or 3 years down the road, when they new hotness comes along and they want to buy into the new thing. That's just what's going to happen, because I see it happen all the time. And chances are, if you've been in the game, if you've been a buyer, a seller, a collector, a store for a long enough time, you've seen it too. And there's nothing wrong with that, honestly. There's nothing wrong with buying something, sitting on it for a bit, hoping it appreciates, and moving on. But if you're trying to really invest in something, I do believe it's wrong to, or I should say, I believe it's misguided to take the buy high, sell low approach. And it sounds so intuitive, right? You don't want to do that. You want to buy low, sell high. But way too many people look at the low prices and subconsciously block out that item as a purchase. They see $30 Yu-Gi-Oh boxes and they tell themselves that will never go up. Yu-Gi-Oh is a dead game. Yu-Gi-Oh is an awful game. It's never going to go up. No one plays Yu-Gi-Oh. No one collects Yu-Gi-Oh. Modern Yu-Gi-Oh boxes are dead. And it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy as more and more Yu-Gi-Oh boxes hit that $30 price tag and, seem to just die off until enough people are buying Yu-Gi-Oh boxes for that to change. This is not me saying that Yu-Gi-Oh's prices will change, by the way. I'm saying in a theoretical situation, if enough people did have faith in Yu-Gi-Oh, did have an interest in these boxes with these interesting foils, these very playable cards, and all that jazz, things could change. Could. If enough people had faith in Star Wars Unlimited, a game that I'm told very often that it's the best game out there. Well, if enough people believed that, they would look at these box prices for the regular boxes and the carbonite boxes, and they would be buying the hell out of them until they were no longer as cheap as they are now. But those people, well, I shouldn't say that those people don't exist, but those people are rare. The people who see those prices and are tempted by those prices because they believe in the product, they're rare. They're rare for every card game. Okay, there are very few people who can see a product that is currently losing value and honestly tell themselves, yes, that is what I want to sit on, or that is what I want to try to flip. Because there are flippers who can get into dead product too. It's totally a thing. Dead or dying product for flippers. But for the most part, we're talking about the investing side of things, which is slower, less appealing for a lot of people. I understand, but the fact of the matter remains is, for a lot of investors, buy high, sell low does appear to be a strategy that way too many of them kind of subconsciously take. And I think that is unfortunate. Especially in the smarter corners of the interwebs, where you see these really, really super smart guys write these long blog posts explaining about, yeah, Yu-Gi-Oh is just a dead card game. Screw Genesis. Speed duels? It's even deader. No one's ever going to buy speed duels. Who cares if they're some of the most beautiful looking Yu-Gi-Oh cards released in the last 10 years? Who cares about that, right? But all I'm really trying to say in this video is if you are investor inclined and you're out there looking on the market, maybe you shouldn't be looking at the things that have already had these crazy appreciations. If you're looking on something to sit on, park away for a few years or a few months, it's totally fine. Maybe looking at the things that have already shot up 2, 3, 4% isn't that great. Maybe you might want to consider looking at the things that have not had the best price appreciation and honestly evaluate it for what it is. Is it a good set from a good game? Are people actually playing with the cards? Is there a high sell rate for the singles, etc.? There's a lot to account for across the card games. Does it look like it's a healthy card game with a healthy meta game that a lot of people are playing? Or does it look like Star Wars Unlimited? So that's all I'm trying to say in this video. Avoid the buy high, sell low mindset, even if it's a subconscious mindset. And sometimes that can work out, but in my experience, it doesn't. It just doesn't. So anyway, that's all I got for you kiddos today. Please like, share, subscribe. Leave a comment down below if you agree with me, disagree with me, think I'm crazy, whatever have you. Check out the Discord. Check out the Patreon. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.